Mike, take it away.
Yeah, thank you very much, kids, and welcome back, everybody, to the Rock 24 Racing Show. Glad to be back in 2024. Mother Nature is going to rear her
Safe
up.
night. Again, thanks to Sam and thanks to drivers, and good luck.
All right, coming up next, gentlemen, he's got one of the best nicknames, Mr. Bob Gardner. Bob out of Washington, Illinois. And he's racing for a new team here in 2024. He'll tell us about it. But, Bob, glad to have you on the program. We've been good friends, you know, of course, myself, yourself, Bobby Ritchie, and kind of met you through Bobby. And but yeah, no, you've had a good career, and you're off to a pretty darn good start. I got to talk to you on the podium there with the Mars Series already, and having a pretty good season. I know you're teamed up with a new team, but before we get to that, let us know, how'd you get your career started?
Wow. I raced 15 years of motocross, a couple years professional, and I turned 30.
Did not know that.
And the crashes started getting to me. So the old saying, with age, get a cage. I wasn't done racing, but I was definitely done crashing, hitting the ground. So never seen a dirt late model in my life. And my brother and I went and bought two.
John, right?
Yeah, my brother John.
Yeah.
We did this all in the same year. Started racing dirt late models and never had seen one before in our lives.
Wow.
That's how I got started.
So you just jumped right in.
And learned everything the hard way.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what year would that have been?
I think it was 2008. So I think that puts
16
me
years ago.
at
Cool.
16 years. This is my 16th
Does it seem
year.
like 16 years?
I think it seems like 30. And, you know, it just keeps getting harder and harder.
How did the Pink Panther come about? Is it appropriate? First,
Absolutely. Yeah, that's cool. I love telling the story. I don't know how it came about, but I definitely know one of you and I's really good friends, Rick Eshelman.
Oh yeah,
gave me that. Yep,
very good.
And I don't remember what race, but Pink Panther came out in some race, and within a day or two, it just stuck. You know, I no longer was it Bob or Bobby G. It was, hey Panther, hey Pink Panther. So it stuck quick, and it's sold a lot of T-shirts.
Well, I was just gonna say have you always had the pink car, or is it something that's kind of came on the last? Because I tell you what, these kids nowadays, you know, not that I ever play Fortnite, but maybe I have or maybe I haven't. But it's like every kid on these Fortnite games now always want to be the hot girls. And then with the hot girls comes the pink, and the pink's coming back. You got Medford, you got, Friedman. He's got a pink car. So I think pink's cool now. So you're back.
I am back.
One of the coolest cars in the pits.
I like to think that I was one of the originators of that back when I started.
Billy Drake, right?
People, gave me crap about,
yeah.
Oh my God, a pink. Why? Yeah. What's wrong with you?
You were setting the tone, weren't you? So
yeah,
how'd it come about?
If I remember right, and I don't, it wasn't right off the bat, maybe 5 or 6 years into it. I asked my 2 young girls at the time, I said, hey, why don't you have a part in this race? And you get to pick the colors. I never dreamt that they would come up with black, white, and pink, you know. And I said, oh, what did I do? You know, and then once I give them, a place or a decision, I can't go against them, right? So we went with it, and it was instantly, it took off, you know.
That's
Other
cool.
than all my buddies giving me crap about having pink on my car, but we haven't went against it since.
So 16 years later, what do we say? 16 years later, driving the pink 4G. We got on the podium at Davenport, had a little, we're not even going to forget about the rules, but you're on the podium running better. And then this year comes along a new ride. Or a new opportunity, I guess. Tell us about that.
Sure. That Brent McKinnon Racing, there was, I think I mentioned this on the front stretch, it couldn't have been a more opportune time for that phone call to come in for me. I was at a place at the end of the year last year. I feel like the last couple of years I just keep getting a little bit better. But, you know, as we all know, things are tough. You know, it's just getting tougher and tougher. And I was down to myself and Mike Tilley, and I was paying most of the bills on my own, and it was to the point where I didn't know what I was going to do. I was, I put all my stuff up for sale, and quite frankly, if it had sold this winter, I was gonna walk away.
Wow,
not
that
willingly,
close.
not willingly, but I felt like that was the right decision. Luckily, I'll say it. Not everything sold. I still had a hauler and a couple of race cars, but I still, was paying all the bills and just had Mike Tilley as a crew guy.
God bless him.
Yeah, and he busts his butt.
Yeah,
so. He is working.
He already had slacking off already.
Yeah. He had everything unloaded at 8 o'clock this morning. We
guy,
pulled in at 3, and he was already unloaded at 8. So, yes, he busts his butt for me, but it was just too much for the both of us.
So God kind of intervenes, a phone call, take us through the phone call, and all of a sudden Brent's like, "Hey,
yeah."
And how does it go?
That's exactly how it went.
Let's do some
Brent calls in February, and he says, "Hey, I don't know what you got going on," he said, "but I remember you and I spoke at the end of the year last year at Brownstown Bull Ring, and you didn't really know what you were going to do, and you were, had spoke something of teaming up in order to keep going." And I said, "Wow, unbelievable timing."
Yeah.
I said, that's still where I stand. I really have no clue
Sure.
what I have going on. And I think we spoke daily for the next 2 weeks, trying to build this up. And it didn't really come out. I went ahead and went racing in Florida with just me and Tilly, thinking that was going to be it. Because Tilly,
hurrah.
Last hurrah. Tilly was available, and at the time he was going to go work another job. So I was going to get 15 races in, and in my mind, that was it. This phone call comes, and it takes a long time to get stuff worked out.
Ducks in a row, yeah.
So, 2 months later, several phone calls, we get to announce that I'm going to team up with Brent.
That's cool.
And so we did it's a little bit, his fans, my fans are still trying to figure out what we've got going on. So this year, I'm racing the 26M, the Brent McKinnon Racing, for the Mars series, and maybe a couple outside that, but Mars for sure. And then I'm going to race my 4G car in Summer Nationals, PDC.
Okay.
So it's kind of a combined deal. But I don't know if I should spit this out this early or not, but things have went so good. Brent, his two brothers, his entire family have taken me in so quickly that we are already talking about a full operation for next year already. So we're excited about that.
Yeah.
We know it takes a long time, so we're in the process of
tour
gathering.
like tour life, or just keeping it regional. We'll see what it brings
We'll see, but
sure.
It's
exciting to know you can take that next step.
It's relief. I keep saying how tough it is, but
Sure.
I know where I was back in November not knowing, and that's a very uncomfortable feeling. But to know that you have something for next year and that we can already build on that's huge.
Yeah, and it's like you said, some of the guys, you get Turbo hopping off the Lucas Oil Tour, and he comes and runs the Summer Nationals, and there's some striking names on this year's Summer Nationals, and I know it's not easy, and the tracks that we've been to haven't, they've put up, Peoria put on a banger. That was fun. It was a little rough, choppy. Tri-City had it was a tough night last night, and the track conditions were tough, but you come to a place like this where you've had some success. I know it's all about qualifying early tonight. If you get qualified in, start up front of a heat race, you never know.
That's the thing about this sport right now. I think at Peoria, I was in that, I don't know if you caught it or not, but stacked group 2,
sure.
And the top 7 in qualifying were within a tenth.
Wow.
That's
right.
one slip up, and you're on the pole to starting on the 4th row.
It's some of the best drivers in the country, for sure.
Oh, and what about the Summer National field first week, right?
Right.
Tanner, Tyler, Dennis, you name it.
Throw in Moyer,
Shannon Babb, Moyer
Bobby
shows
was
up.
there.
Bobby.
Turbo won.
And Turbo. This
Crazy.
Summer National screams Tyler Erb, doesn't it? These racetracks. When I heard he was coming, I said,
"Oh boy,
we better watch out."
Because
this has his name wrapped all around it.
Well, I tell you what, get out there, lay down a good qualifying lap. as Matt said, there should be some traction out there to be had. I think there's going to be a lot of H2O. The humidity's up. I think the H2O should stay in the track. It should make for a fun night. And old school Fairbury Speedway, I watched the Summer National race from last year, and, man, it was, all three divisions were awesome. I'm hoping and they'll do everything they can to replicate it and give you guys a great racetrack.
Yeah, all of the racetracks, right? Like
yeah.
they get grief, and they probably hear more about the bad things than the good things, but we got to give them all of them credit.
Sure.
They bust their butt just like the race teams do.
Absolutely.
The big shout out to them. They're dealing with 100-degree temperatures the last couple of days. So I know Matt and his crew will give it their best effort, and they usually never fail on these summer nationals and PDC weekends. They shine. So I'm looking for good things tonight.
Well, we hope you shine tonight in that 4G and the Pink Panther. Hopefully you made some new friends here on the Route 24 Racing Show, and you're on social media, obviously. Yeah,
we've got along with Brent McKinnon Racing this year a new thing that's, man, it has really taken off. Super Insight has came on, and we now have TikTok, we have Facebook, we have YouTube channel now.
Oh, right. Move over, Hunt the front.
That's right. Hey, they started a thing that I feel like all teams paid attention to, and it's just another way we can't do enough for the sponsors. Just slapping a logo on the race car is not enough anymore.
Yeah.
We have to do our job to get our sponsors' names out there as much as possible. They don't have to donate to our program, and at least in my mind, we have to do our part to get their name out there as well.
Yeah, and that internet's a good promotional tool and great way to promote the people that help you. You can help them, and give the links to their websites, and how the people that support you can support them, and the fans help out. And I think you guys do a great job. Obviously, your guys are in here. Your promotional guys are in here with us today, and and on the track you've got one of the cleanest, coolest, I'll even say badass looking race cars, and I think that goes a long way.
I appreciate that. And Brent McKinnon takes a lot of pride in his equipment and how it looks, and he'll be proud to hear that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike.
Well, we wish you the best of luck here tonight. We thank you for being on our racing show. So
appreciate all you guys. Appreciate you having me on. This is a first for me, so thank you very much. And there's never a better feeling to be in victory lane at Fairbury here twice.
$10,000 check.
$10,000. When we walked in the showroom floor here to come into this room, that check's sitting there staring at me. Boy,
Get you excited.
It does.
Well, it all starts hot lap and qualifying. So if you make a good qualifying lap, after that, I think the rest of it take care of itself.
Right.
So
be on the front row in that heat race, right?
Snap, yeah.
That's right.
Well, I appreciate you, buddy. Yep.
Thank you.
Well, once again, thank you to Mr. Bob Gardner and the 4G, the Pink Panther. Check him out online, Facebook, all the social media stuff. And we'll you want to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have our final guest.